And we can just dance the night away until we can no more. Shake all the hurt away so you can feel and forget who you used to be. For just tonight, could you just dance the night away?
There we go. Sorry, that I realized I was over a little bit. But yeah, I was expecting something, but I wasn't expecting that. That was traumatic. I also kind of liked that you got to do the walk, because in Guild Wars 2 they talked about the walk up the mountain, and how a lot of people died on that journey from the refugees and stuff, and how the prince led it. I did like the fact that you got to be on that walk up that mountain and stuff, and then you got to see how bad it was. Because it was difficult for me to get up there, and I'm a trained theoretical soldier in the story. Not really in practice, but like in story, that's the idea. The idea that a bunch of these refugees had to fight a bunch of random... I knew animals was one thing, but random dwarves and stuff, that's another thing too. Dwarves aren't in Guild Wars 2 anymore. There's basically like only like 1 or 2 that are in the game, but most of them don't, are not a thing anymore. The only time you encounter them is in like strikes or fractals. Okay, and the new expansion has some, but they're kind of like not from our realm, so they're not really the dwarves that we know. They're more like a fragment of history falling out of the mists, more than they are actually them. Why does that Jacaranda got a problem with us? Sorry, I hit the chat button and I was trying to hit the one button. Tell you, they have an attitude issue. There we go. They look like a dead bush once they actually die. Yeah, the story, Guild Wars 1 story shows what happened to them, yeah. I think that's, like, really cool. Because it kind of talks about it in the Guild Wars 2 about, like, how bad it was and stuff. But then you get to experience it and it's like, oh, this is bad. Because a lot of people died. Because I forget that there was, like... I thought it was the army that marched that way. It didn't occur to me that they took that... Like, it said refugees in the story, like, in the dialogue. But it didn't occur to me that they were bringing women and children all the way up. And all the way around. It doesn't really, like, click in my head until then. Don't we have, like, some more... Fin ones over here somewhere? Yes! Slate fin. I don't know how many I need of those. Do I need a few of them? Probably. I wanted to try and finish as many of the side missions, mostly for XP, but also for lore purposes. I just want to experience it. We got through Cantha 1, we've gotten through... Well, we've gotten through the Cantha expansion. There's still stuff in the open world I need to do on the main game, our main count. But I started, wandering about. I don't know what subclass I want to do for Dervish. I'm not sure. I wonder if Dervish Warrior would be fun. But I haven't actually looked into it. I won't make my decision until I'm like level 20 anyways. Because I won't leave the region until then. Way easier that way. I learned the hard way that that's the case. Because Guild Wars, normally in most games, is like, oh yeah, you're level 12, I'm level 12, I can take you. No, that's not how Guild Wars 2 works. Or Guild Wars 1 works. Guild Wars 1's like, yeah, you can't take that. You gotta be super strong. And then you can go out and do your own thing. Definitely puts into perspective how dumb was, though. The Char was still cleaning up the searing in Guild Wars 2. He thought he could manage against an old man. Could manage against old man was tripping. Yeah. Well, the other thing too is he damned a lot of his citizens who were left behind to become ghosts. I like I said, I figured when I learned about it in Guild Wars 2, I figured that the son had a good reason. Like, because to me, when I heard him say that they were fleeing with the refugees and stuff, I was like, okay, that's fair. They must, he doesn't want to lose he doesn't want to lose everyone in this fight if this fight's been going on forever and it's not been going well, But it didn't. When I saw what happened with them taking like on the ghosts and making everyone haunt them, it's horrible because they can't figure out how to get the ghost let go, because they had so much like resentment and hatred and whatnot. So it's hard to get the ghost to let go, and it's horrible because I feel like the Char feel like they're being constantly haunted by it. Yeah, the faux fire was a whole other thing too. That was a few years after Guild Wars 1 ends, so we don't get to see that, unfortunately. That would be a kind of a fun thing to see in a Guild Wars as an expansion. They could well, I don't know about Guild Wars 1. Guild Wars 1, it depends on how much staff they've got. They probably could do another expansion of that. But they could also do it as a separate thing altogether. Like, they talk about doing Guild Wars 3. I've heard rumors about it. I don't know if it's true, but that would be kind of cool. There's a lot of things I wish that we could see in history in Guild Wars 2, because they did a good job writing the history for it, and Guild Wars 1. And it would be really easy to do by just making an excuse of, like, finding these rips where time has opened up, or being able to see through someone's eyes via a rune tablet or something. But yeah, like the faux fire was ridiculously bad. And I was just like, because I thought the faux fire was like a curse, but I'm pretty sure the king did it himself. He did it to everybody else because he's like, if we can't have Ascalon, neither can you. You know? But I honestly think the modern day Char in the Guild Wars 2 feel guilty about it because they have to sit there and see what their ancestors did and what their grandparents did and stuff. That would get to you, wouldn't it? If you could like see the dead soldiers of the individual who's attacking you. Right or wrong, you'd feel kind of bad because you're like, they can't rest. Because it's not just soldiers. I could respect them if he had soldiers doing that with that who chose to do that, you know, like we're devoted to it. But he had full cities and of NPCs that are just farmers that were in the middle of fighting to defend themselves, having them trapped as ghosts. That was his plan, yeah, but it kind of worked out well for the Char. Gives them an unlimited testing grounds for their army. It does, doesn't it? It does give them something to constantly fight, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. I guess it's true. I guess it's true. But it does also lead to another problem, though, too, that I think is really fascinating in Guild Wars 2, is that when all the fighting is done, and all the dragons are killed, and all the problems are gone, then they have nothing else to fight, and then it's like, what do we do, you know? Then they have to figure out how to work and exist as a race without being warlike. But then that's also their charm, too. Because they are, like, let's be real, if you're in a fight and you need somebody to back you up, having an Asern and a Char in your back corner is very good. Because the Char is brave enough to run with the bomb, the Asern's strong enough and smart enough to build you the bomb. And the Char are definitely military industry complexes. Yeah, exactly. They make a lot of money off of it. I do think that, technically speaking, the game will never run out of enemies, because there's always going to be a group of people that want to fight and pick a fight with other people, always. But I also think that the Void in Guild Wars 2 is probably going to become the main adversary to everything. So at least the Char can still use their powers on stuff, but I still think that they're going to need to find something that the Char can do in their retirement, because they are not going to be the type, I cannot really see them being the type to sit around and twiddle their thumbs. The worst case scenarios I can see them doing, other than causing a straight up war with just anybody because they're bored, is them building arenas where they start beating the tar out of each other. Start Roman Colosseum type stuff. They have one already in the Black Cathedral. They'll just start making a big profit of it, you know? That seems like a problem for the future. No shortage of things to kill in Tyria in Guild Wars 2. This is true. This is also true. But I would love it if the Char ended up finding some really fun ways to, like, fix themselves in their time frame, you know, in their boredom. All right, I don't see anything here right now. So I'm going to go see if Okay, so I haven't talked to them. Let's go see. I don't know if I have enough of this fin. I don't know if I need 5 or if I just need the 1. I know I need 2 of these. I feel like I need 5 of the fins, but I don't actually remember if I checked. This one and the Naga one was difficult. 2 fins, that's what I thought. Because I have only 1. Yeah. And he'll give me soup. So I need to get 2 more of the fins and stuff. So it's fine. I had to reload the area anyways because I ran out of things to kill that I think would drop them. The skate, the slate. I don't know if the skate will, if they will drop, if it has to be a specific one. But I did have a specific one drop more than 1. So I also am pretty sure I threw away one of the leaves. I definitely threw one of the armors away at one point. Oh, so that's part of the reason why I think I'm so behind. But I don't want to go and do other things until I get this one done, because it's just going to be a pain in the butt anyways. Honestly, I think it's really fun. The different types of dramas they've got going on in Guild Wars 2 between them. Any slate can drop it. You gotta get lucky. Okay, cool. Because there's some of those big guys in the river, and I didn't know if I should fight them, because the ones I was going after were the small, ganky ones that were glowing. They seem to drop them a little bit better, but the big ones probably would have been something I should have been fighting. On the bright side, I'm definitely getting loot out of this. Drop me what I want. What I want. I want leaves. Okay. It looks like it's trying to drop me things, but I think it's just doing an animation to ensure when it does drop something, it doesn't look funky. That kind of thing. The little... Okay, you know what the weird thing is? In Guild Wars 2, the checker on its face looks like a single mouth with, like, multiple, like, slits on it, you know? So it looks like kind of like more like an alien. This one makes it look like they have little fists of claws instead of it being like a full mouth. I think that's what they were going for, but yeah, it looks like they have little fists of teeth instead of it being like a full mouth that fits in completely. It's not bad. It's still a scary design or anything like that, but it's just odd. Whoever did the Bowie in Guild Wars 2, I do not appreciate the fact that you made the face twitch in like any and every direction it sees fit. Like they did it like where like it like the different panels on the face would move. Disrespectful. That's all I'm saying. So they are dropping things. It's just the heroes and henchmen also get loot. So for a split second, the items drop and they disappear when the ally is collected. Okay, I see. Speaking of that, I probably should. I do have to go check on his skill points. I haven't used them yet. I wonder if that's the case then. Would I do better if I came out here and hunted alone? I mean, I'm over leveled compared to everybody else. I don't know if what they get actually matters or not. Like if I doubt it. I doubt their picking up stuff counts for mine. I can pick up. So you're dropping weapons. Technically, yes. You can also you get more loot solo. Okay. If that's the case, then let's do that. Because this area is like I'm level 7 now. I think I can handle being alone for a little bit. Or I could just bring a healer with me, but I'm gonna try and do it solo for a little bit and see what happens. Worst case scenario is I die, you know? Most in-game farm builds are either full teams, speed clear or a solo build that can tank a whole lot. The group solo. Okay, that's fair. But yeah, I think that since things aren't necessarily out here attacking me specifically, we'll see. And like I said, if I die, it's whatever. It's not like it's a big group out here. But they're level 1, so I should theoretically not die. Just be able to do it on my own eventually. There we go. There's one. As long as I don't get overwhelmed, if I can pick them off. That said, I'm lazy as fuck. I don't do shit with heroes because if they get more drops now and then, I don't care if they get more drops now and then. That's fine. I don't mind either, but since we're trying to get this thing to go and drop, see, there you go. That's what I was thinking. Maybe if I can get them to drop, then the likelihood of them dropping for me will be higher. Because otherwise, I don't care. Because it's whatever. They can have whatever they want. XP, rare drops. I don't care. I'll run with what I've got. Okay. Now, I'm not sure about the skates, but we'll try. Now, guess what? Since I'm alone, I can just run for the hills instead of having the NPCs try to pick fights for petty reasons. Personally, I like being in a group versus alone, even in Guild Wars 2, but I also like the self-reliant stuff, so I would like to be able to build or find builds that are competent. Because I normally just use Snowcrow for Guild Wars 2 and stuff, so I'll probably just do the same thing with this, where I go look for a build that's competent. So that I can solo or be together, depending on what build I need. I'm almost tempted to do a Necromancer with this character as well. As a second class, because I feel like that might be fun, but I don't actually know. I'm still kind of on the fence about it. See, the Blighter was the one I was having better drop chances with. He wants to fight, so we shall fight. Yeah, I had to worry about the big guy getting in the way. Alright, we are closer to here. I don't see the point of trying to start with 15 debuffs. Let's just go this way. I do really think the debuffing in Guild Wars 2 is better than the one in Guild Wars 1 because the debuffing in Guild Wars 1 is so brutal that, I mean, granted, you can get food in Guild Wars 1, so it's not that bad, but I don't want to waste money on getting food or anything like that if I can help it, when I could just respawn into a different location. But it irritates me if I'm trying to go deeper into locations, because some of the, specifically more in the core area than in this section of the game. Because in the core area, if you go deeper in and stuff, then it becomes an issue. We'll just try and pick them off. Because I trying to explore some of the searing maps. Like 3 maps in was so horrible. Granted, if I had leveled up, it probably wouldn't have been that bad, but it still felt bad. Another pedal can't hurt. See if we can slip between here. Oof! Almost died there. Alright. I'm gonna sit here and heal for a moment. I don't think I have any healing things on me. Trying to see if we can pick off the blighter. There we go. Damn it. That guy back there is such a problem. Might have to have Cause come with me just because he is a little tankier. Have someone not in my face the whole time. Alright, let's go. We're making progress, so I'm okay with that. Slow progress, but progress nonetheless. Because I feel like the guy, the bigger skate's causing problems from behind while I'm trying to do with the little one. That or my range attack isn't, my attacks just isn't a very good rotation, which is more likely the case. I will learn my rotations when I decide which classes to pick for this, because there's no point in trying to get too attached to certain things. Yeah, much easier. Okay. There we go. Sorry. This isn't really a rotation game, more like using the skills situations to get more out of them. Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing. I kind of spam some of my skills, and I really shouldn't. Yeah, let's go over here and get this one. Some of them I should be focusing on what I'm doing. They have a lot more stuff going on with them. Like they have more demands when using skills. And Guild Wars 2, it just has a timer. And granted, there are some things you can do to increase your chances of things. But, like, for instance, the adrenaline is such an extra mechanic that I don't know about. Like, they don't have a bar for it. I wish they did, because then you could see how much adrenaline you had to work with, but they don't. So you kind of just have to assume. I'm not going to sit here and pay attention to all of the 30,000 numbers passing by. You drop money. You drop money. I keep bumping the chat button because I'm trying to hit one. Assaults to deal damage and spread burning with your dervish enchantment removes, for example. That's fair. Like I said, I'll figure out the dervish skills at some point. Currently, I'm just kind of figuring out what teams would work really well. Yeah. Like, this one works well with any of the ones if I do them first. It's fun, though. I like it. I guess we can try these guys and see. I like that the Dervisher basically will utilize anything good and bad. Nice, we got one. We got 3 of them. Bullshit. Okay, fine. Isn't it in this game? It's an actual skill itself rather than a bar. You'll see the little fire icon indicating how the skill is, full the skill is. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's go here. See, and I haven't paid attention to that. I have seen it on my warrior and stuff, but normally I just base it off however many times I whack something. And it hits, assuming. Okay, so we actually did get this. Hey, I've come back from the war and got some fence for you. Now give me the stupid food. Yes, give me. I'm totally gonna flip the bird off as I walk away from you if I can get this menu out. Some of the X's are a little small. I wonder if there's a way that I can fix that. Sorry, I bumped that one. I meant to grab for map. It is basically 1 hit equals 1 adrenaline, but there are things that can modify that, yeah. And scythes are naturally AoE, so you can get more than 1 adrenaline per attack. I like the fact that the scythe is kind of a one. I also really like using axe on my warrior and stuff, but I just like the scythe is, in general, is just pretty looking. It's awesome. I'm actually really sad that they don't have a scythe in Guild Wars 2. I know they have scythe skins, but they're not the same thing. I want a scythe. It just sounds fun. Oh, I don't have a new shine. Okay. I do not have room in my inventory? I do not. Okay, cool. I don't think you can break anything. Yeah. Can I drop something temporarily? I doubt it. We'll just throw that away. Yeah, it's just a bronze scythe. It's fine. Yeah, got it. Okay, cool. And then we'll just deliver these to him and call it. He's over on the plains? Crazy man. Let's go ahead and grab, I guess, a full team now, since I don't have to worry about drops. There we go. That was a lot easier with me just taking the brunt of the weight. Actually, let's just go this way. Let's go over here. One, because we're like closer to the door where he's standing. I don't see the point of running across a field for no other apparent reason for the giggles and the shits. And shits and giggles on top of that. Alright. It took 2 episodes, but we did, in fact, get there, so... It's a win. Little win, but a win. Mox is also my favorite NPC, I think, that's a hero. He's so much easier to see in a team of things. That smells wonderful. The price, the prince will be most pleased. And I forgot that we were getting this for the prince. I thought we just had some guy here who was hungry and needed lunch and decided that he wanted me to have it. Or I could grab him something. With this, I'll be toasted, a toasted view. Boy, my recipe's landing for hundreds of miles. I will be, like, onto a god of cooks. Culture genius. Okay, so you're stealing their foods? Their recipes? Despicable. Okay. Instant. Gain rank. I think now would probably be the time that I need to grab... Either I need to explore further, or I need to see about going here and trying to get class missions done. I think I'll do class missions because it's relatively to the point and simple, and I can kind of experiment a little bit, and it gives me a chance to like boost my stuff. Anyways, we're gonna end this here. We're gonna move to Guild Wars 2, so give me a second while I swap.